Your experience also inspired your bill that's also now law. That's the Securing America's Borders Against Fentanyl Act.
Yeah.
Talk to us about how that's going to save local families from drug overdose deaths.
So what we know right now is that we have ever-increasing numbers of overdose deaths, and many of them can be attributed to fentanyl-laced drugs. The potency of fentanyl is extreme, and people are dying across our communities. And so I have been hearing directly from law enforcement entities, from families, from constituents who have been impacted, have lost a loved one to a fentanyl overdose. And what we know is that fentanyl is also, because it is so potent, it is very hard to detect it, as the way that, at the border, at ports of entry, some of the older detection means are good for large quantities of cocaine or large quantities of other drugs that might be brought across the border. But the potency of fentanyl does put it kind of in a separate category where we know that far more is getting through. And so this legislation is pretty straightforward. DHS needs more resources. They absolutely need to do research into how it is that the mechanisms that drug traffickers are using to traffic drugs across the border have changed. Their concealment methods have changed, particularly when it pertains to this very, very deadly drug that is so potent that can be trafficked in much smaller quantities, pushing money back into the pockets of these transnational criminal organizations. How can we ensure that at our points of entry, which is where the vast majority of these drugs are flowing through, are those who are tasked with the jobs of interdicting have every type of technology and every type of resource available to them to be able to stop the flow of fentanyl across our borders and into our communities?